Ladies and gentlemen, grab your seats, grab your gum. It's time for the Dirt and Turf podcast. I am, of course, Cobra, and I am joined by Tyler, Cat, and Kevin Von Magnum of Newt City. How we doing, guys?
Hello. So is that what we're saying? So is that what we're calling it now, Newt City?
Yes, I mean, it's better than the full title. So, yes, all right, yeah, it's better to call you guys, the server Newt City because, I don't think people would understand the joke, especially our listeners. So I just refer to our guests from Newt City. We got some very interesting. We got a very interesting podcast going on. The standings have officially changed, so we'll get into that a minute. But history has been made, ladies and gentlemen. Danny Jansen, catcher for the Boston Reds, is going to make history today. He will officially be playing for 2 teams. And I know a lot of people are going, wait, what? But yeah, he was with the Blue Jays earlier this season, and there was a postponed game for the Boston Red Sox versus the Blue Jays at Fenway. And, well, they had to wait till a later day to get it all caught up. Well, guess what? He's now a Red Sox. He is starting that game with the Red Sox. So that is very interesting today.
That is kind of very cool, interesting.
Yep. Just goes to show what type of craziness can happen in sports where a catcher can play for 2 teams officially.
For the same game, even. It's not just, the 2 different teams. It's like, no, this is the same game.
Yep. He's going to play for 2 teams in the same game. He is going to do what Will Ferrell did, like in spring training years ago.
I wish somebody else would do that. Like, somebody else needs to do that.
And the worst part about it is I don't know if there's anyone else who could. Because here's the thing with Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell was big at the time. He's still big, but he's not as prominent. Like I think this was coming off his. I think this was coming off his Ricky Bobby high. I think
probably. Do you know? Oh yeah. No. Do you know who could pull this off? Ryan Reynolds.
Oh
no. My God! Yeah. No, not Ryan Reynolds.
I mean, Ryan Reynolds maybe, but I think he's too tied up with things. Like he is in a lot of pies.
But he can pull it off.
Yeah,
Deadpool.
Probably another one who could possibly pull it off, John Cena.
Yes, that would be awesome.
He did.
John Cena, Roman Reigns, any of those guys.
Well, I wouldn't trust Roman Reigns on that one because we don't know when his blood cancer will come back. But John Cena definitely, because he did make an appearance for the Savannah Bananas. And by the way, I love the Savannah Bananas. I will not take any bad words said about the Savannah Bananas.
I so badly want to go watch one of their games. They're like the Globetrotters in baseball. I love them.
Yeah, my favorite player is still fan.
Yep.
He is awesome.
Like, if it helps baseball for the better, I'm all for it. Go Savannah Bananas.
Amen.
Oh, yep. All right. So let's get into the main attraction, the meat and potatoes of our podcast, and that would be the standings. That is brought to you by, brought to you by Dr. Squatch. Hey, Old Spice may have Bruce Campbell, Terry Crews, and that guy who looks awesome, but you know what they don't have? A doctorate. And that's what Dr. Squatch offers. They help with, they are here to make men's hygiene better with men's lotion, with soap, shampoo, deodorant, and they also have another company for the ladies. So do yourself a favor. Go to our affiliate link in our bio wherever you get your podcasts. Click on it. Help the channel out. Show some love to the channel. Purchase anything from Dr. Squatch you like, and tell them Cobra sent you. All right, so let's get to the standings. And this will definitely burn your biscuits there, Kat, because for the first time in quite a while, and fuck us all, the Yankees are leading the AL East.
Yeah.
We've still got, a month and a half of baseball left?
Yeah.
Give or take.
But
that's still a lot of baseball for the Orioles to only be back.
It's going to come down to last week, Kat.
Yeah, it's going to come down to the last week, Tyler said.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, this is just going to be back and forth with this team, and we knew this coming in for the past few weeks. For the past months, actually.
I have to say, I kind of knew at the beginning of the season, because I knew the Orioles were just going to come in hot from last season.
Oh, yeah, they were hot last season.
Yes.
So,
and
with everything
they had youth coming in. And those had youth coming in, so you knew the iron was getting hot. They needed to strike.
They were sick and tired of being that, it's just the Orioles. They were tired of it, and this is the result.
Well, I say it, you got a 5-year window. But anyway, the Yankees, 75-53, 586 win percentage, but 6 of the last 10. In second place, Baltimore Orioles, 74-55, 574 win percentage, 1.5 games back, and 4 of the last 10. I kind of warned the Orioles a little bit. It's like you cannot lose against division opponents when the Yankees are right on your heels.
Also,
right on. Yeah,
I don't think that's telling them anything that they don't know.
Right.
But
yeah. Then we have the Boston Red Sox, 67-59, 532 win percentage, 7 games.
Hello?
And then we have Tampa Bay. That's 64-63 with a 504 win percentage.
And 10.5 games back, 5 of the last 10. And of course, the Toronto Blue Jays, 60-68, 469 win percentage, 15 games back, 6 of the last 10.
I
want to say a fun fact about this.
Kat, thank you for covering while I had mic issues.
Not a problem.
Hey,
please support the channel so Cobra can get a new mic.
Here.
Cobra, can I say a fun fact about the AL East? The AL East is the only division that has every single team over 60 wins.
Yes.
Wow.
Wait. No. The AL West
and also
over 60 wins. And the NL Central. So okay. So speaking of the Central, the AL Central, we have the Guardians, 73-54, 575 win percentage, 5 of the last 10. You have the Minnesota Twins and the Kansas City Royals in a statistical tie. 71-56, 559 win percentage, 2 games back. The only difference is the Twins have won 6 of the last 10. The Royals have won 7 of the last 10. The Detroit Tigers, 62-66, 484 win percentage, 1.5 games back, 7 of the last 10. And of course, we have to talk about this team because we have our first official elimination of the playoffs, and that is the Chicago Brown Sox. And the reason why they're brown is because they're fucking shit. They're fucking shit.
How do you
They're fucking shit. They're fucking shit. They're fucking shit.
If they were in Britain, they'd be called the Shite Sucks.
Yes, they would be. 31 and 31 and 97. 42 win percentage. 42
and a half left of baseball.
42 and a half games back. 3 of their last 10. Oh my
Worst major league record.
Hey, that's what trash throws in the trash.
Yeah, I gotta pull this up. Who has the worst? Is it the expansion Mets?
In 1899, the Cleveland Spiders had the worst single season record of all time, losing 134 games that season.
Yeah, that was when the games were 150 games.
But that was in 1899.
Yes.
But that was 362 games.
But if the modern era, that would be the New York Mets. They were 40 and 20 with a 250 win percentage.
Oh, when was that?
That was 1962. The Chicago White Sox are actually statistically worse than the 62 Mets.
Yeah.
242 win percentage. Like, keep it up, White Sox. Please, overtake the Mets as the worst modern era team. Woof.
I just this is not the team that I would have ever thought would fall like that.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, considering they've won a World Series at least in this century.
Yeah.
And here they are.
Who cares? No.
Yeah. I mean,
Nobody cares.
Ozzie Guillen, but yeah, let's not get canceled because Ozzie Guillen. All right. Now let's go to the West. We have the Houston Astros, 69, nice, and 58 with 43 win percentage, 7 of the last 10. Then you have the Seattle Mariners, 64. Right at 500, 64 and 64. 5 percentage, 5.5 games back, but they are on a major skid. 2 of their last 10.
Ugh.
And they just fired their manager.
Yes.
Yes, they did.
Then you have the World Series champion, Texas Rangers, 59 and 69. Nice. With a 461 win percentage, 10.5 games back, 4 of the last 10. Then, hey, a little bit of a change. The Oakland Athletics, 55 and 73, 430 win percentage, 14.5 games back, and 6 of the last 10. Hey, they're looking up. And you have California, Los Angeles, Angels of Anaheim, California, Los Angeles, 54 and 74, 422 win percentage, 15.5 games back, 2 of their last 10. Kevin, correct me if I'm wrong. I think didn't the Angels extend their manager?
I think they extended their general manager. I don't think they extended their manager.
Well, whoever they extended, that was probably the wrong move. Just saying.
Whoever they extended, the problem is the person extending these people. He needs to go.
Yes, that would be. Yes, Artie Moreno needs to go. Artie Moreno needs to go.
Yeah.
Like that is. You'll get no argument from me on that one, Kevin. All right, so now we have the National League. We have the Philadelphia Phillies, who, by the way, 74 and 53, 583 win percentage, 5 of the last 10. And let me just say this: I heard that it was like the city of Philadelphia. They had there was a sports broadcaster some fuckhead, I don't know. Basically the Phillies had lost against the Braves and they're already saying that these are done.
What?
I'm like how knee-jerk can you get? It's like baseball is one of those games where it ebbs and flows. Just shut up.
Yeah.
Don't, it ain't over. First off, the season ain't over yet. Second of all, we ain't independent race, so shut up about that. Like Philadelphia, come on.
They seriously had the best record in baseball up until, what was it, last week?
No, it was like it was like last month. Like last month, they had the best record in baseball. And they have momentum's cooled down, and now they're in second, and they're like, oh, we're going to lose everything. We're going to be eliminated first. We're going to be
teams ahead of the second place team in their division.
Yeah.
I don't think they need to hit the panic button right now.
You're 6 games
but
ahead.
This is Philadelphia, though. It's Philadelphia. If they're not, they're as bad as Yinzers. If they're not winning every game, this season's a failure. But although I will say Philadelphia's kind of worse. Primarily, if they're not winning by the first quarter, the season's over. Fire everybody.
Yeah,
that's why I am so afraid as a Bills fan to show up to a Philadelphia Eagles game in opposite colors. Yeah, because I'd probably be killed.
You're not allowed to even go there in opposite colors anyway, because you will get killed.
Yes.
Why did you ever willingly go to Philadelphia in the first place?
Cobra.
Valid point. What, Tyler?
Because I'm going to the Philadelphia Eagles Giants game in January.
Nice.
In Philadelphia.
He's saying a prayer for you, by the way.
Yes.
Yes. I'm going to be wearing an Eli Manning jersey.
We all got that.
Yeah. And like I said, that's probably the best prayer you're going to get out of me. All right, get back to it. The Atlanta Braves, 68-59, 535 win percentage, 6 games back, 7 of the last 10. Then you have the New York Mets, 67-61, 523 win percentage, 7.5 games back, 6 of the last 10. Hey, maybe the Hawk Toa Met on that thing kind of allowed them to surge back.
Oh my gosh!
Oh,
no.
Please.
Yeah. By the way, that was the title of our last podcast. I was using that. You're welcome. Maybe they do listen to us. That'd be awesome.
I doubt it. Doubtful.
Yeah. Very
Unless
doubtful.
they want a really good laugh and to laugh at the Orioles fan.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it would be nice if famous welfare fraud respecter Brett Favre listened to us. Yes, he did commit welfare fraud.
Yes, he did.
Allegedly. So, if we ever get sued, Cobra, it's your fault. So, next, the Washington Nationals, 58-70, 453 win percentage, 16.5 games back, 4 of the last 10. They're calling up their third round pick from a couple years ago. So so that's a little bit of news. Miami and the Miami Marlins, 46-81, 362 win percentage, 28 games back in the last 10. They would be the worst team in baseball, but remember, the White Sox exist.
Yeah.
Then we are in the NL Central. The Milwaukee Brewers. My pick for my team that will go long in the World Series playoffs, and that would be the Milwaukee Brewers. 73-54, 575 win percentage, 6 of the last 10, and doing this without Christian Yelich. That's the way to go, guys. Then you have the St. Louis Cardinals, who are below 500, 63-64, 496 win percentage, 10 games back, 3 of the last 10. They need to be careful because their rival, the Chicago Cubs, 63 and 65,
Right on
41
top of them.
percentage. Yep. 10.5 games back, 5 of the last 10. You have the Cincinnati Reds, 62 and 66, 484 win percentage, 11.5 games back, 5 of the last 10. And you have the Pittsburgh Pirates, 60 to 67, 472 win percentage, 13 games back, 4 of the last 10. And looks like we're not going to hear the Yinzer because the Yinzer is too focused on football right now.
Thank goodness.
Hey,
The Steelers
we are spared the Yinzer for now. And now the NL West. We have we have the team with famous responsible gambler Shohei Ohtani, the Los Angeles Dodgers, 76 and 52, 594 win percentage, 7 of the last 10.
What we call the $1 billion. What we're apparently calling the $1 billion underdog. That's what they are.
Pretty much, because and I'm pretty sure I am pretty sure Frank is excited about this because in second place, nipping at their heels, the Arizona Diamondbacks, 72 and 56, 563 win percentage, 4 games back, 7 plus 10. Although they need to keep up momentum because the San Diego Padres, the we want Dodgers team is 72 and 57, 558 win percentage, 4.5 games back, 6 of the last 10. You want the Dodgers, yet you can't even get to them with the Diamondbacks in your way. Get out of here. Then you have the San Francisco Giants, 65 and 64 win percentage, with a 504 win percentage, 11.5 games back, 4 of the last 10. And the Colorado Rockies, 47 and 81, 367 win percentage, 29 games back, 4 of the last 10.
I was gonna say about the Padres, but then again, both the Diamondbacks and Padres ended up ending the Dodgers season 2 years running now. First it was the Padres in a 4-game skid, and then and then the Diamondbacks swept in the next year. So it could be interesting.
They have the ability to do so. It's just that the Padres believe it's their quote, probably their quote, God-given right to, Padres, religious pun, forgive me. So now we're going to get into the games of the weekend, brought to you by, drumroll please, by us, the Social Sports Pad Network. Hey! So, the Social Sports Pad Network, we're going to definitely thank you for listening to us, but we're also here to remind you that we also do other sports as well. We have our football podcast coming up tomorrow with the Hard Count. We also have our NASCAR podcast with the Lap Down. We are also in the works for getting a hockey podcast on the way, which will be premiering after the NFL playoffs. So be prepared for that. Anywho, that is it is the Social Sports Pad Network. You are listening to us if you're listening to the Dirt and Turf podcast, the Lap Down, the Hard Count, the Tuesday Night Throwdown, aka the Football After Show. Once again, if you're listening to us right now, you're listening to a product of the Social Sports Pad Network. All right. So now we're going to get into our games of the weekend, guys. I'm going to start with Kat, Tyler, Kevin, and myself. We're going to pick 3 games that we are excited for. And since we have 3 people here, we can overlap. So if someone picks, Astros and Orioles, we can also, another person kick Astros and Orioles. So, that's the rule I'm breaking for today. So, Kat?
I'm gonna go with Diamondbacks in Boston.
Nice.
Just for the fun of it, Brewers and A's.
Nice.
And oh, what the heck? I tried to stay away. I can't. The Orioles and Astros.
To be fair, Kat, I mean, I'm surprised you stayed away for that long. I feel like something is really wrong with you if you don't go after your home team. That is just
and it's also tough to watch the Orioles because I live so close to Baltimore.
Yeah.
So actually watching them is difficult, but like we'll turn on the Friday night game for Apple, and then we at least get to watch something.
Right. All right, Tyler, who you got?
Ooh. Of course, I've got to go with the Yankees Rockies.
Yeah,
go with that.
I'm gonna go with another good one. Guardians Rangers.
Nice.
Yes.
And I'm gonna go with Royals Phillies.
Nice.
Oh.
Nice. Kevin, who you got?
I'm gonna separate these from like the 3 like time slots. So there's one at the afternoon, the other the night, and the other the late night. So let's go with the afternoon game. I'm gonna go with the Angels Blue Jays.
Nice.
Oh, that'll be a good one.
See if that goes. The next one will be the Cardinals and Twins.
Nice.
And the nightcap would be the glorious Mets baseball taking on the
Mets reigning supreme across the land.
Yeah.
Yep, had to delivering the last, especially with our favorite closer, Ed Luz Diaz. All right. So, Kevin, how was my Lol Met impersonation? Friend of the channel, urinating tree.
Good enough.
Not good enough?
I said good enough.
All right.
You said good enough.
All right. So now my picks. I'm going with the Cubs. Yep, I'm going with Cubs Marlins. I got the Braves and Braves Nationals, and I am going with. This is interesting. How about the Rays and Dodgers? Yeah, I think that'll be a. Yeah, I think that'll be a very interesting matchup.
Tampa Bay has this knack of like finding weaknesses in these top teams and exploiting them, and they tend to win some of these games that you're like, oh, there's no way they're winning, but then they win one.
They kind of do a less is more approach, and it infuriates me because if only their stadium wasn't so shit, and Tropicana Field, it is just garbage. It's garbage.
That's why it's called Tropicana Field.
Yeah.
Tropicana's a good brand, but tarnished by the stadium.
Yeah. If the stadium wasn't so bad, its only saving grace is that Oakland Alameda Coliseum's worse. Anyhow,
there's that.
But anywho, that is it for the Dirt and Turf podcast. And we'd like to give a shout out to our affiliates. Fanatics.com, Bulletproof Coffee, Sleeves.com, W Energy, Duke Cannon Supply Company, Food TV, Century PC, Smackin' Sunflower Seeds, and, of course, Dr. Squatch. All right. And I am Cobra, and on behalf of Kat, Tyler, and Kevin Von Magnum, don't forget to play ball. And again, the football podcast is tomorrow, so be on the listen for that. Play ball.